not going to be taking part in our New Zealand Grand Prix. So we will carry on here. Marshals are now all happy. The boys are, and girls for that matter, are all formed up, ready to go. The first of our New Zealand Grand Prix titles up for grabs here at Euromark Motorsport Park, and a great start from our Moto Academy boys, Diego and Kieran. Good starts there. We've got Hayden swiping across to cut the line off there. So good, wise move there as we see them all jostle for position into that all-important turn one at Ruapuna. This is a big 8-lap race, uncharted territory for our Supersport 150s. And you'd have to say virtually a feature race on the program, a big 8-lap trip here with Hayden leading out of that first corner.
Well, there's been a bit of drama today from the point of view of just clarifying some of the classes that are not eligible to have a New Zealand Grand Prix. It takes nothing away from the glory of the event after all, because they're still getting Nzsbk points, but it just establishes to make sure. All drama down here. Is that a problem? Is that a problem? He's gone the other way as well, so don't know quite what's happened there. Somebody's rushed back down here. Oh, and then just quickly hopped off the bike, and that's dropped as well. So unsure. We certainly still have the rest of our race underway. So we're completely unsure of that. Is he wanting to make sure he can make amends, trying to get going again? He comes back around here on the line. This is young Hunter. So there's a significant problem there as well.
All right, we carry on with our race leaders in the Christchurch Casino Carousel. It is Hayden Fordyce leading the two Moto Academy boys. There's absolutely nothing in it, so this is going to be a hell of an 8-lapper. These Supersport 150 competitors have been brilliant all weekend long. And look at that move on the outside. That's a fabulous move from, I think that was Diego that's done that amazing move. And now he will be leading this Supersport 150 category. We've got Hayden now relegated back into second place. No, it was Kieran Mayer that did the move. So Kieran was the one. He went around the outside of the Southern Salvage S's entry, and now he is in the lead of the Supersport 150 Grand Prix race here. We've got that top three going at it out of the into the sweeper, I should say. Out of the Signbiz dipper, we've got the best of the rest, and it looks to be a good start from most of our Supersport 150 competitors. There's Nixon Frost in about 6th place in the race, so he will be the first of our Gixxer competitors. We've got Ben out there, the first of our KOs, we can see in that little pack. So we've got a three-way fight for the lead as Hayden Fordyce tries to go around the outside of Kieran. Not sure how he's going to get on there. Then you've got Ryder, Deegan, then Nixon, and then you've got Megan, then you've got Ben. What a cool little group going through there. So you've got a three-way fight for the lead. You've got a five-way fight for the best of the rest, Neil, and some New Zealand Grand Prix titles about to be unleashed upon this fan base.
Oh, I'll tell you what, after his, the win here yesterday and also the win this morning, disaster here for Hunter Charlotte at the moment, and that is absolutely upsetting for Hunter. Let's hope he has the composure to try and save something from this one. All is not lost, but a chance of the glory in this big class have certainly been diminished, that's for sure. So there we are, down to only a trio. It's normally the quartet, but we've got the trio of them as come down the corner. In fact, there they are behind Dennis. So wash him out now, Hunter. So then looking out for Hunter in that fight back. Can he, in fact, make up something for it at the moment? Is it a mechanical problem, because he does not look to be on the gas as he may have otherwise been? This racing brought to us by KO Mini GP, of course, the early entry motorcycle that we've got for riders aged 7 through 13. Including people like our New Zealand Superbike champion and Super Sport champion, Mitch Reeves and Cormac Buchanan, respectively. So this is a class that we're trying to foster, and as Shannon talked about in the introduction during the lunch break, that we hope to actually have this go on to be a true Grand Prix here this time next year. A bit of work to do behind the scenes, but we'd love so many more to be on board with these, real introduction to motorsport. But this is the next step up. This is the other 150, so this is our, what we call the Super Sport class, and there we go at the moment with Hunter in the front of that group, but officially, of course, he is a whole lap less on that one, so the other boys to do it. But hey, he'll get absorbed with them. He'll have a great race with them, I'm sure, but unfortunately won't show us having as many laps as him, so likely to be that the other three are the ones that count, but we'll make sure that we give him the recognition he deserves. Whatever happened was a disaster. He's come back, and whatever was rectified, he's back out on the racetrack. Go Hunter Charlotte.
All right, here it is. The 31 will be in the race lead here, so Hayden Fordyce, he's now got 0.8 of a second, so this is a monumental advantage in Supersport 150 racing. We've got Kieran Mayer, Diego Petrucci second and third. Definitely something not quite firing for that biker, Hunter Charlotte. He's the defending New Zealand Supersport 150 champion. He was the Grand Prix champion here 12 months ago, so absolute heartbreak for the Mega Motorcycles race team, as he's now just circulating nowhere near on the pace we know he's capable of. He won a race here this morning, so absolute drama. Ryder Chamberlain, Deegan Cruz, Nixon Frost and Ben Cordes, that is 4th, 5th and 6th place, 7th as well. Then you go to 8th place, Megan Kemp. Megs double classing this weekend, doing a fabulous job on that Supersport 150 competition. Then we've got Sebastian Mitchell, Darcy Attridge. That'll be 9th and 10th, 2nd and 3rd respectively in their Gixxer class. So plenty of stories to be told there, Neil, and Hayden Fordyce trying to run away with the New Zealand Grand Prix here.
Right, there we have as well the word out there of a time penalty at the moment for Deegan. So Deegan's got a time penalty as displayed here on the board as well. So there's more drama to go on in amongst this class as well, but not amongst that group that we've got on the front of the field. So the three-bike battle is certainly on there at the moment with Hayden, with Kieran, and with Charge from Diego. So that's your top three. Then we're looking officially going back to Ryder in there along with Deegan we've talked about with that penalty. We've got Nixon in there as the first Gixxer, going back a little further to young Ben and that KO. How does the KO? You notice how they've started. We put the three different groups together because that generally the way you sort of have the bikes together like that, because that gives the riders a sort of an equal footing to get off the line on bikes that are similar by power, and to have young Ben Ctas back there on that little KO 150 and to already carve his way up through the field. He is absolutely exceptional, and what we've seen with only three riders in Ben, Oliver and Chloe here this year, we hope to, obviously we need 6 for a championship. Let's hope we've probably got, let's say 8 or 10 hopefully. So and that's up to all of you out there. It's up to a whole lot of people. If you love motorcycle sport, you want to see it grow, you've got to get some young kid an opportunity to get on a bike and get out there and support them. And it's no different to what we've seen with motocross. How do we get our world motocross champions? Because they all started in junior sport. Shane King was a New Zealand junior champion, Ben Townley a New Zealand junior champion. They've both been on to be world senior motocross champions, and it starts in your junior sport area, of course, from a off-road point of view. The Christchurch Off-Road Club held a super successful New Zealand Mini Motocross Championships just here in Canterbury back in September, October of last year, and what an outstanding event that was to have attracted 180 kids from around the country. So we've got that part of the sport glowing and blowing. We want to get the same in the off-road fraternity with these fabulous little KO 150s. We've now got the right sort of bike. You see, like motocross, you can go to a shop and you can get a bike that suits. We've now actually got a road race bike with the KO Mini GP, a cool bike. Brad, we can only help but make the sport go upwards.
Oh, we're excited about this now. We've got nearly halfway through our Supersport 150 New Zealand Grand Prix race, and Hayden Fordyce at 0.9 of a second. So he hasn't had the advantage of any more than a second, but the Diego and Kieran, they were a little bit quicker than him on that last lap around. So we've got excitement building for this one here. This is not done for. There's 3 of them, and any one of these 3 could be potentially a New Zealand Grand Prix champion. With a disaster under Charlotte, we are staring down the barrel of a brand new Grand Prix champion for Supersport 150. We've got Nixon Frost still leading the Gixxer category. He's had 2 out of 2 wins so far the weekend. We've got Sebastian Mitchell, and then we've got Darcy Attridge. That'll be 2nd and 3rd. And our KOs, we've got Ben Ctas. He's 6th in the race. Unbelievable. And then we've got, outside of that, we've got Oliver in 10th in the race. That'll be 2nd KO. And you've got Chloe running at 13th. And it'll be rounding out our 3rd and final runner for our electrifying young KO Mini GP competitors. Absolutely fabulous here at our Grand Prix weekend. We're starting to get excited as halfway through, 4 laps gone, 4 laps to go, and Hayden Fordyce just put a blistering 158.7 in, so he's starting to turn the screws here, Neil, and now he's stretching out a bit of a buffer.
So the other point, just to clarify, between the KOs that we've got and the KOs that we want and we're aiming for, is actually the age. These are some of our older kids. There's no reason why you can't have the 7-year-olds on these little bikes as well, and that's where we want to see our junior side of the sport growing. So getting kids in from 7 years of age. At the moment for racing, it's 12 years of age, but that's the opportunity to see it grow with those 7-year-olds. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 years of age. So much personal development, young people. I cannot say enough about junior sport. It's been a highlight of me for the 30 plus years of being on a microphone, and to see the continuation of that with the next level in this part of the sport is sensational. So bring it on. Certainly with this class, one of our younger groups that we've got, a real dominant. In fact, when you add together that you've got this class, the 300s and our 250s, we've got a far lower average age this year, which is great to see, and also the fact the bulk of the riders, bar none, are coming from these classes as well. So bring it on with our Supersport 150, Gixxer 150 and KO 150, and the 3 various groups in here. But it is officially only the Supersports that are getting a Grand Prix, as it is a GP or Grand Prix status out of that one at the moment. But there we are. It's Hayden, it's Kieran, it's Diego that we've got in there. and then we're going back to Ryder from Nixon from Ben, and looking there at Megan as well. Go the girls, that's what we want to see more in racing as well. Go the girl power. After all, of course, we've already had the World Women's Cup champion in our own Avalon Biddle, taking the exceptional run as the greatest woman road racer in the world, and I feel finally that this year that actually we're going to see an official FIM recognised World Women's Championship as part of the Super Sport racing in 600s at Championship World Superbike Racing. So go the woman.
All right, here we go. Ticking off yet another lap and continues to dominate this one here. Hayden Fordyce, he has now got a 1.7 second lead, and it's Diego who snuck up into second place. So that's your 1-2. Kieran Meyer back into third place. Yeah, Hunter Charlotte's found a little bit of extra now, so he's now back on the back end of that quartet, and he'll be experiencing some good racing here. So although the result's not going to reflect how good he's ridden, he'll take a bit of experience into next weekend at Levels International Raceway, Neil.
You know, the learnings that are going on with these kids as well is just fantastic as well. It's learnings of life, it's learning of what I call racecraft, and it's learning what you've got to do. What do you personally got to do to control yourself on a race day? I knew that when I raced, I was an absolutely nervous bucket to think of, as an adult, how well I could speak and present myself, but actually come to a race day and an absolute bucket of nerves. And you think about, what these young guys are doing. If they can get to control that at their age, they're just going to turn that into an opportunity to be a much better rider, a much better adult, and cope with life much better as well. So loving what it does to make young people grow in our sport. So it's not just about what's on the track, it's about what's off the track as well. Loving it all with our impressive Supersport 150 Gixxer and KO Mini GP.
All right, our race leaders are out of the Christchurch Casino Carousel. It is still Hayden Fordyce. He has had a wonderful 12 months on a road bike. He's went over to Australia to compete in the OJC, the Oceania Junior Cup, alongside Hunter and Nixon, and man, they just grew from strength to strength. And I tell you, this Supersport 150 class has absolutely been lit up this year. It's been much, much more polished and professional, and I think that's at the back end of all the learnings and brilliant stuff they've done over the calendar year. So credit to the teams involved, and the OJC representation back in the Kiwi contingent's hands next year, so can't wait to track the progress of this. And you've got the likes of Hayden Fordyce leading the Grand Prix here. He's also running quality top 10s in an electric Supersport 300 paddock as well, so just goes to show this kid has come a long way in 12 months, and he's starting to get pretty excited. We're going to have 2 more laps to go. He's got a blistering lead here at Supersport 150 Racing. This is fabulous from Hayden Fordyce. Here we go with the best of the rest. Kieran Meyer, Diego Petrucci, they've been inseparable, and the Moto Academy team have done a good job this weekend. Kieran and Diego second and third there, Neil.
All right, so we go to Hayden. He's at lap number 1. Then we're looking out for Kieran and Diego. They've got those Moto Academy, so that's that bright coloured sparkling front wheels that you'll see there, so you can pick up those 2 boys. Thanks to Dr. Steve for your continued support of Moto Academy. Great way to get these young people introduced in our sport, as we're looking back then to that 4th place for our man Ryder in there, and then going to Nixon and Ben, and remembering it's Nixon and Ben, they're sort of a 1-1 back in there, because all the other riders in front of them have got the Supersport 150, more powerful, a better race setup bike, and it'll be back there again on their respective Gixxer and KO bike is incredible, and particularly for young Ben on that tiny little KO out there. That is gold medal material for it, because I tell you what, he has put the other KO bikes well back in his shadow at the moment. And look at the way you can get him behind that fairing as well. I love it. It is actually a mini GP. That's why we call them a mini GP. It's a mini kind of a bike with those smaller wheels. It's an opportunity to find the best way to track on for the good racing and a lower centre of gravity. But of course, for a small adult being a kid, the opportunity to tuck him behind that fairing and get the best aerodynamics out of it as well. And the other thing is, I don't think we've seen one go down the track today, and I think we're less likely to. You've got a real radial tyre on these. You know, these are going to be a tyre that sticks to the ground like a championship winning tyre. So they also, it's not as if you're saying, well, a kid's bike will only performing like a kid's bike. There's no way. They're an adult spec motorcycle, but yet here they are with only having kids on board for them. Bring them on with the KO Mini GP.
Oh, this is getting pretty exciting now. The white flag's ready and waiting. So out of the turn 11 sweeper, Hayden Fordyce has lit them up here on the Super Sunday. It had 2 second placings leading into this race here. A bit of a drama and disaster for Hunter Charlotte, but take nothing away from this performance here. White flag out, 1 lap to go in the New Zealand Grand Prix on the doorstep for Hayden Fordyce. Those Moto Academy boys again, yeah, they're lucky they've got the same coloured fairings on, because they've been swapping paint all day long, and they are second and third. There is Hunter Charlotte not in that lead lap, but he is sitting there in 12th place, so he'll get some valuable championship points there. That's going to be about 7th in class, so all these championship points quite crucial, and Hunter Charlotte already 2 wins this weekend. So with that finish there, good to see him still circulating and going to salvage a bit of pride here as well.
Well, completely unsure as to what happened from the start of the race, but it was drama-filled as he did not get to do that opening lap that the other boys got. By the time he got going, he was on their tail effectively, so he's been minus 1 lap, although running with them all the way. That shows for him as being further back in the race. In fact, he's actually still gone past 3 other riders in that field. That's an interesting scenario. So he actually has been able to catch up and lap some of the others by trailing with that top group. And here we go with more of that mid-pack 150 racing to go on down there. VIP structural steel time at 0800 VIP steel, as we're looking out again for young Ben in that fast and flying little KO Mini GP. Every time they go past, it is just a replica of a real race bike. In fact, I'm sure there's people that have ridden TZ Yamahas and the like, or even Steve Ward in the days of Honda RS125 GPs are looking at thinking, man, oh man, have my time over again when I was a kid to have learned all my racecraft would put years ahead of their racing, because they actually are a mini GP bike, another KO 150.
All right, here we go. Let's start getting excited. We've come all the way down to Euromark Motorsport Park for Grand Prix weekend, and here is going to be the first one. This has been an absolutely brilliant performance. He got the lead early on. He managed the race to perfection, streaked out and just eked out a lead every single lap. Well done, great race management. This is going to feel mighty, mighty good. The first of our New Zealand Grand Prix champions. Congratulations, Hayden Fordyce. He has done it, and he'll be absolutely ecstatic. Brilliant stuff. Here is the Moto Academy boys. They're going to be Kieran ahead of Diego, so that's going to be the order they finish in. And that is going to really, really hot up this overall Supersport 150 Championship. Drama and disaster for Hunter Charlotte. Our thoughts with you, my young man, as he is there. He's going to come home in 11th place in the race. That will be, I would suggest, the 7th finisher in that Supersport 150 paddock. So that's not bad. That's good damage limitation, and great to see him make that pit lane recovery and get out there and attack that race head on. So Hunter Charlotte, a commendable performance. Unfortunately, not the luck he was looking for. But what that's done is made a brand new Grand Prix champion, Hayden Fordyce. He'll be absolutely ecstatic with that one. There we go. Then to Ryder, who will be coming home. That will be the 4th place finisher in our Yamaha Supersport 150 category. He's going to be elated with that one there. Ben Cordis is going to come home first of the KOs. This clean sweep this weekend, so 3 out of 3 race wins for Ben. He'll be loving that, as well as Nixon Frost tucked in behind. So Nixon will come home, and that will cap off a perfect 3 out of 3. For that campaign there. Well done to Ryder and Deegan. So Deegan comes home ahead of Ryder on the track, but with that unfortunate time penalty, it will be Ryder that hangs on to that 4th place finish. And then you look out for all of the rest of them coming through. So pretty much excitement to the max. Supersport 150. We're going to cross down to Neil very, very shortly. Thank you to the KO Mini GP for the support of our Supersport 150 this weekend, and we'll cross down to Neil, who will crown our first New Zealand Grand Prix title holder. Hayden Fordyce wins the Supersport 150 Grand Prix ahead of Kieran Meyer and Diego Petrucci. Over to you, Neil.
We're just down here at the moment on what I call our village green area, and proved to be a very popular place for the prize giving, because a whole lot more of the public, of course, can come into this area. We've got Motorcycling Canterbury and that display that we've been talking about of bikes here. For example, the club were having their own Ctas, having their own Ss150, and also the fabulous little KO, so you can get an idea. This is your 2-minute call for your 10-lap race. We've also, believe it or not, down here got the Ubco, of course, from E-Mega store here in Christchurch, New Zealand's largest e-scooter, e-bike and e-motorbike store as well. So, of course, the Ubco, the original all Kiwi-made and designed electric bike, so they form part of it as well. So do come down and check those out. Got Spider over here as we're just waiting for those bikes, so we're filling a gap in our program, and some of our awesome Nana's art here, and a great Robert Holden feature, and, of course, the 160 Circus. If you've not got that book, you're not as diseased as the rest of us in motorcycling. More details at of course nzmccircuitguide.gmail.com. First of all, Spider, great day at Ruapuna.
Oh yeah, you and Brad are doing a fantastic job. You know, I'm not out watching much of the racing. I've got an assistant. Occasionally we get to watch a bit of racing, but the commentary on the Ctas footage we've been watching and listening all day long, and thank you very much for that. Yeah. We've got the Nzsbk t-shirts. We've got about 12 of my own t-shirts. Tim Gibbons Motors, Bob Burns, a local one, Percy Coleman and Co, Holly and Spence, Skilton Brothers, McCleary Motors and the Nana's Race Art. I collect old programs, and some of these are too pretty to leave in my drawer, so I've made up 30 odd canvas prints, and we do them $28 for one, 50 for two, 70 for three, and I just love it for the stories. Coffee cups, Robert Holden wheelie poster, courtesy of Ewan Cameron. I managed to scan an original copy of the poster from Robert's mum for that, and got the permission from Ewan. So yeah, it's absolutely great. Thank you, Neil.
Pleasure, thank you, Spider. Always great to have your input. And of course, we've got Peter Goldfinch here from Suzuki New Zealand as well. And what Peter is doing, putting our Suzuki display together, is a long-time supporter of racing in New Zealand, particularly, of course, the fabulous Suzuki International Series, which we have back on our program again. Yes, indeed, we're only too happy to have these bikes. We normally like to do the others, but it's most important, of course, that we're going to do this group with having all three of them here. So here we have the Motor Academy NZ bikes. And of course, you'll check out the high-vis or day-glow colours that we've got here on board for these guys. So this is good to see. You've got Kieran lining up here in that second place at the moment. We're just looking to see Hayden come in first, and we'll pick up all of these placings for this 150cc lineup at the moment. So here we are with Diego over here in that third place at the moment. So well done. You can see the Oceania Junior Cup Facebook update there with Hayden putting of recognition in there as well. So Diego, first of all, a real race out there. How was that, matey?
Oh, it's wonderful. Had a really mean battle with Kieran. Oh, I really enjoyed myself. Weather beautiful. Yeah.
What about Ruapuni? Do you like this track?
Oh, I love it. I live here, so it's my home track.
Yeah, of course, you've got to get the bias part in it. Hey, telling people about getting started in our sport. Here you are. You've got some boots and leathers. You obviously have a helmet. And you'd have gloves. How do you find the safety gear? Is it easy to wear and fun to use?
Oh, easy to wear? No, but it definitely is safety if you crash. Yeah, you need it to ride.
To ride, you did right there, so well done. Where's the local supporters for Diego? Where's the fan club for him? Yeah, thank you. All right, rocking on over here at the moment, and Kieran due for our lineup. First of all, Kieran, this is far too nice, isn't it? Hey, this is too good to go road racing.
Oh, don't know about that. It's got a few scuffs on it already, so yeah, might try not to get any more on them.
Yeah, it would be a little bit of a bonus. Hey, I'm just having a bit of a tease as well at the moment. What a beautiful little race bike. Tell the race people about how long you've been racing and some of the highlights along the way.
Oh, so I've been racing for about 2 years now, and I've done some cool stuff. I've gone over to Spain for the Red Bull Rookies Cup selection event earlier this year, and I won the Ctas Cup at Suzuki Series last year. So I've got a few little achievements in my career already.
Yeah, well done. So there he is, Moto Academy. Another round of applause there, Kieran Meir. Well done to Kieran. Here we go. But let's get him in here because here's Hayden. This is a GP, folks, a Grand Prix title and New Zealand champion right here at the moment. So absolutely fabulous. Hayden, cool bit of fun, mate.
Yeah, it was so much fun. It wasn't as much fun with the other boys, just not having, not being able to battle with them. But yeah, it was still real good fun.
What was the secret at that time to getting the break on him? And no other race like that did you get a break on the competition. How did you do at that time?
Well, I have no idea. I just pushed as hard as I could. I wanted the win for the last race, so yeah, I was hungry.
Right, indeed. Hey, ready to go? You're going to go to Timaru next week?
Yeah, I'll be down in Timaru, give Hunter some competition.
Give Hunter some competition, well done. There they are, three awesome. There's your future of your sport, ladies and gentlemen. Super Sport 150s today, well done. Thank you, Moto Academy. Two beautiful bikes out here. And of course, well done to see as well the fantastic Shark bike there and the Oceania Junior Cup Yamaha. So well done. That's the update for this class. Of course, we would also have the Jixas and the KOs as well. They'll form part of our grid up again next weekend. Do come and join us, everybody. We're going to the fabulous Levels Raceway near Timaru next weekend, round number 4 of our PDS Logistics New Zealand Superbike Road Race Championship. Bring